And this is my Michelin star worthy creme brulee creation. Yes, classic creme brulee is one of the kings of restaurants desserts, and it's actually really easy to do, as you will see. But there have not been any improvements to creme brulee in decades. It's that perfect. Till today, I take on a challenge and try to upgrade creme brulee. But was that even possible? And if so, was it easy? And most important, did I succeed? Well, we find out when a food critic will taste test it.
Ooh, crunchy, crunchy, crunchy all the way through. It's a lot more delicate.
Yeah? So that's the benchmark. That's my attempt. Let's start with the benchmark. Single cream, vanilla beans, which I split in half so I can scrape out the seeds. I don't know if you know, but there's actually more flavor in the skins than in the seeds. I added the skins and the seeds to the cream. I added a little sugar, not too much, as there will be still the caramel topping, where I will show you a special trick, which I learned when I was a head chef for Marco Pierre White in London. A pinch of salt to activate more flavor receptors and make it taste more complete. I boiled it. I simmered it for another 1 to 2 minutes to get all the flavors out of the skin. I set it aside and rested it for 30 minutes. This gave me plenty of time to get my egg yolks ready. I used 12 large ones, but if they were small, I would have used 14. The leftover egg whites I froze so I could make chocolate mousse for my wife. She loves it. I will show you that soon. Anyway, after 30 minutes, I removed the vanilla skins. I whisked the egg yolks into the still hot creams. Exactly what I wanted. A warm custard will cook quicker, 20 to 25 minutes the most. I filled it into a jug. Oops, not like that. That's better. Now a few other things that could go wrong. When I poured the custard into the preheated molds, yes, preheated, which was sitting in a preheated water bath in a preheated oven, because quicker cooking has lots of advantages, like no dried out chewy surface. I use shallow molds so that the heat can travel over the surface easily. High molds like that hold the colder air coming off the custard. This will delay the cooking on the top. Water only halfway up could be another potential disaster. On the bottom it's hot straight away. On the top you have the cold air bubble which delays the cooking. The top falls behind while it already cooks from underneath. The result is a runny top and a curdled bottom. Too little water is another issue, as the top could overheat and then curdle there, and the underneath is still not fully cooked. If you use high molds, make sure you fill them high and that the water around is on the same level, so plenty of water and shallow molds is the secret to perfect creme brulee. But more secrets in a minute. I also made sure I stirred it while filling so that I don't end up with all the vanilla seeds in my last creme brulee. I knew it was ready when I touched the surface and it did not break and was firm in the center as it was on the sides. I chilled it, but the time while the creme brulee was cooking, I actually didn't waste. I used it to make my perfect caramel layer. You remember I promised you some chef's tricks today? Well, you see, blowtorching raw sugar on my creme brulee is not that easy. You need to be a bit experienced. You need a powerful blowtorch. A tiny blowtorch like that warms up the custard and it loses the texture on the surface. The same can happen if you add too much sugar. Plus, it can burn and melt uneven. Too little sugar blackens the custard, and that's not great too. In either case, blowtorching several creme brulees takes time. So my trick, heat a pan, sugar, caramelize it, don't use a spoon, it would just stick all to the spoon, move it around like so, till it's clear and all the sugar is melted. Tray, baking paper, caramel. I chilled it, I placed it into a blender and crushed it to a fine dust. I stored it airtight, ready for serving. For that, I got the creme brulees out of the fridge. I switched on my grill element in the oven. I sprinkled over the caramel evenly and I cleaned the sides. In 20 seconds it was melted. You see, that way you could do several creme brulees in seconds. Plus the caramel is much more even. Of course I could finish that off much quicker with a blowtorch too. So here's my creme brulee. Amazing crackly. Creme brulee like that is top end bistro level, but it would not cut it in today's Michelin star restaurants, which is a shame because it's such an amazing dessert. So I came up with that, which I served in my own restaurant, where I got 18 out of 19 points at Gourmet when I was just 25. I always thought creme brulee needs some berries to freshen it up and make it more dimensional. I also thought an added fluffy, crispy texture like puff pastry would be nice, but I didn't just want to create an assembly. That would have been easy, but not spectacular. I think that's spectacular. I wanted to combine it all and turn it into one single arrangement, and that started with getting the caramel and the puff pastry into one. And then I could fill the creme brulee in between, and I end up with lots of creamy layers and crunchy layers, and the puff pastry is just so nicely built into it. Okay, so that's how I did it. I dusted the puff pastry with icing sugar. I rolled it as thin as I could, always adding more and more icing sugar. I got a tray, I lined it with baking paper, dusted it with icing sugar, sugar puff pastry, and more sugar. Paper in the oven, 180 degrees for approximately 20 minutes. Now look at that. I knew I had to be quick and cut the circles out before the sugar hardened. That's my caramel and my crispy puff pastry, all in one. I stored it airtight till serving. Now, the creme brulee, which was easy. Same mixture as before, but I cooked it in a thin layer in a tray rather than a mold. I lined the tray with cling film so I could get it out more easy. I cooked it in a water bath. I chilled it. Next, I cut out some circles, which are a little smaller than the caramel wafers. A dollop of creme brulee onto the plate so it stops from slipping. The top layer I caramelized with my caramel sugar. I finished it off with some raspberries and candied lemon peel. For that, I got some organic lemons. I peeled them. I cut the skin into fine strips. I blanched them in water to get rid of the sharp flavors. Then I cooked them in water and sugar for approximately 30 to 40 minutes, till it was very reduced. The recipe for all of those things today you have in the link below, together with the link to my online courses, in case you want to support my channel. A bit of mint to show my age, and a little gold to make it look really fancy. So, what do you think? Let's find out which one is today's winner and ask the food critic, who coincidentally is also my wife.
We're back.
We're back. Creme brulee it's today. So there's a classic creme brulee, and that's the creme brulee I served in my restaurant.
I wonder which one is better. Well, that one looks slightly more interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your standard. You can't really go wrong with a creme brulee. That's how it looks, isn't it? That is a creme brulee.
Mm-hmm.
If I tap it, will it be hard?
Let's try.
Oh, look at that. Cracked it already. But beautiful. Yum, I like it already.
Yeah. So you want to taste that one first?
Okay. Ooh. I remember when I lived in Spain, in Catalonia, and I had a traditional creme catalan down in a place called Cadaqués, where Picasso and Salvador Dali used to each own a house opposite sides of the bay. And I went to a little old pub there and had a very traditional creme catalan.
But it's creme brulee today.
Oh.
It's French.
Oh, creme brulee. Well, this is the French version. Well, it's all the same, isn't it?
It was actually English, but then I took
There you go. All right. Anyway, so here we go. Very crunchy on top, which is very important. That's the tricky bit, isn't it? That's where the skill comes in.
Yeah.
You have skill. That's very. I'm actually going to have to brush my teeth. It's actually got stuck in my teeth. It's that crunchy. Excellent.
Yeah.
Can't fault it.
No.
It's nice and sweet. Not overly sweet, nice crispy bit on the top. Okay, next one. So this is not traditional, is it?
No, that's why I cooked in my own restaurant.
Ooh, which one?
Long time before I met you, back home in Austria.
Ooh, crunchy, crunchy, crunchy all the way through. Interesting, it's not as sweet as that, because that's quite powerful, but in a good way. It's a lot more delicate.
Yeah? I think the berries freshen it up, don't they?
Yes, it almost makes it more like a summer dessert. So as far as comparing it, yes, I think you've almost created a completely different dessert here. It's not really a creme brulee, but you've taken the idea from that, haven't you? It's very good, but it's different.
Well, that's the idea, isn't it?
Oh, good.
To upgrade it to make it lighter.
Oh, that's great then. So yeah, you succeeded in that. Yeah, no, it's lovely. It really is lovely. Yeah, lighter and easier to eat.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is an upgrade, you reckon?
Upgrade? Look, it's very, very good, but this is still good in itself as well.
So which one would you choose if you...
I would choose either or, depending on what I fancied.
Okay.
So I love creme brulee because of the sugar on the top.
Yes.
As well, which you don't get as much in this.
Yes.
But then I love this too because it's got the same flavours without the crunch, but then you got the addition of the fruit and the pastry.
Okay.
Right. What was the question? Go.
What's the question?
Is it an upgrade?
So which one do you prefer? What would you say is the better one? Which one would you choose?
I would choose both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think in summer I would choose this one.
Yes.
And in winter I would choose that one.
All right.
Yep. Reason being, because there's fresh fruit on this one, and it's just a more delicate version of this one.
Yes.
And in winter, you always want something that's punchy.
Okay.
This one has a little bit more punch to it because of the crackling on the top.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
but very good job.
Yeah.
Bravo.
That was, I didn't win today.
Well, I don't think there's any loser in this.
Oh, so everyone's a winner.
So I can't really say one's better than the other. I mean, it's an upgrade as far as visually, but that's also, it's a classic. You can't beat a classic, but that is definitely, considering that's a classic, you've done an excellent job on creating something
Thank you.
similar but different.
Okay, so check out my video on liver pate and liver parfait. It would be a great entree with that, wouldn't you? I think so. And otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for watching.
I was going to say, why are you suggesting parfait to go with that?
The entree.
Entree, okay, that's good.
You know.
Ooh, rich liver parfait followed by what for main?
Need something light then.
Yes, I was going to say, because the pate is amazing. This dessert is amazing. Something in between. Fish?
Fish, yeah.
Something delicate. There you go. I'll straighten the menu for you. Have a good week, guys. See you next time. You could definitely share that with your loved one or a friend. So save the cost.
The cost of what?
Well, yeah, because everything's so expensive these days when you go out.
Okay.
You go out for dinner, it's like, what, $30 for dessert now?
Yeah.
So it'll be $15 each then instead, wouldn't it?